Hey Raiders Nation, the energy is building as we head into another crucial matchup for our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. After a season that saw us so close to the NFC Championship last year, the goal is simple: make a statement, show our dominance, and push our way back into contention. The AFC West has never felt more open, and for the Raiders, that represents a massive opportunity. Every single game now carries weight. Every drive matters, and the fans are hungry for that excitement. Being underdogs in certain matchups is no longer a drawback. It's a chance to prove the doubters wrong, to play with fire, and to show that we thrive when expectations are low. The atmosphere around this team feels electric, and the players know that nothing less than full effort will carry us forward. One of the most compelling storylines heading into this game revolves around the quarterback situation for the opposing team. There's still uncertainty, and that unpredictability can be leveraged. From the Raiders' perspective, any doubt about the opposing quarterback can tilt the game in our favor if we execute our game plan correctly. For Las Vegas, it's about taking what the defense gives you, making calculated decisions, and capitalizing on every inch of field position. The key is staying disciplined, reading the defense, and making sure our quarterback, whether it's Geno Smith or another option, remains calm, focused, and aggressive. The Raiders have the talent and the strategic edge to exploit the gaps, but it requires patience, awareness, and precise execution. Speaking of quarterbacks, Geno Smith's performance is one of the biggest points of focus for fans and analysts alike. Last week, he had some struggles with interceptions, and naturally, expectations are sky-high moving forward. The team is looking for him to bounce back, to connect on deep throws, and to establish rhythm with his receivers. The offense as a whole needs to regain momentum, and that starts with Smith making smart reads and quick decisions under pressure. The Commanders' defense has been moderately solid against the pass, allowing around 213 passing yards per game, which ranks the mid-tier in the NFL. That means opportunities exist, especially when targeting intermediate routes and quick gains. If Smith can trust his read progression and his receivers can create separation, the Raiders' passing attack has the potential to dominate. It's all about balance, taking what the defense gives you and avoiding unnecessary risks that could swing momentum the other way. On the ground, the running game will be equally vital. Ashton Gentry has shown flashes of potential, and it's crucial that the Raiders establish consistency in the rushing attack. The offensive line needs to protect the quarterback, open lanes, and allow the backs to find rhythm. The Commanders have allowed an average of just over 100 rushing yards per game, meaning there is space to exploit if the Raiders attack with discipline and physicality. Gentry's vision, patience, and ability to break tackles will be key, and the offensive line must rise to the occasion to create the gaps that turn routine runs into explosive plays. Getting the ground game going will not only relieve pressure on the quarterback, but will also open opportunities for play-action passes, creating a multidimensional offensive threat that can stress the defense on every snap. The wide receiver core will play a crucial role as well. Jakobi Meyers has emerged as a reliable go-to target, consistently producing when Smith looks his way. The Raiders need to continue leveraging that connection, especially on intermediate routes where Meyers can pick up key first downs and keep drives alive. The offense must also account for potential injuries or limited availability of other receivers. But the game plan should remain flexible, allowing Smith to adjust and find the open man. Beyond Meyers, watching for development from other receivers like Dante Thornton and Trey Tucker will be critical. If the secondary overcommits or loses focus, those players have the opportunity to exploit mismatches and create big plays downfield. Precision route running, smart positioning, and understanding defensive tendencies will all contribute to keeping the passing game efficient and dangerous. Tight ends, too, have a unique opportunity to impact this game. Brock Bowers, if healthy, can be a matchup nightmare for defenders, especially in the red zone. Utilizing multiple tight end sets can create mismatches against linebackers who may struggle to cover speed and size, opening lanes for both the passing and running game. It's not just about the big plays either. Short, consistent gains from tight ends can sustain drives, keep the chains moving, and wear down the opposing defense. The Raiders have the personnel to take advantage of these mismatches, and how effectively they do so could be the difference between winning and losing this contest. The offensive line remains a critical piece of the puzzle. Kolton Miller at left tackle is arguably one of the most important players on the team. His ability to protect the quarterback and dominate pass rushers sets the tone for the entire offense. Pairing him with a healthy center in Jackson Powers-Johnson and solid guards ensures stability in both pass protection and run blocking. The interior line has to handle any blitzes and maintain lanes for the running backs, especially against defensive fronts that like to attack gaps aggressively. A cohesive offensive line gives the Raiders the foundation to control the pace, protect the quarterback, and sustain drives over the course of the game. Switching to the defensive side, the Raiders have shown resilience and discipline, which has kept them competitive in every game this season. The defensive front needs to generate pressure, contain mobile quarterbacks, and disrupt timing on passing plays. Maxx Crosby must step up to meet expectations, consistently pressuring the quarterback and controlling his side of the line. The defensive tackles, led by Thomas Booker, bring consistent pressure and can collapse pockets, forcing hurried throws and limiting the effectiveness of the opposing passing game. Maintaining gap discipline against running quarterbacks and executing assignments are crucial to prevent big plays and sustain momentum. Linebackers like Devin White, Jermaine Pratt, and Jamal Adams have been standout performers. Their ability to read plays, wrap up effectively, and limit yards after the catch will be vital. Checkdowns and short passes will test their discipline, and securing tackles in these situations is critical to prevent extended drives. The Raiders' secondary, including Eric Stokes and Kai Blue Kelly, will face top-tier receivers and must focus on coverage, positioning, and physicality to limit explosive plays. The safeties also need to stay disciplined, especially against deep threats, to prevent big plays that could shift the momentum in the opponent's favor. Special teams cannot be overlooked either. Daniel Carlson has been a reliable presence, converting field goals and keeping the team competitive in tight games. Kickoff coverage, return strategy, and the punter's performance all influence field position and game tempo. Every unit contributes to the overall performance, and execution in these areas can swing the game in the Raiders' favor. Discipline, focus, and minimizing mistakes on special teams are just as important as execution on offense and defense. This upcoming matchup promises to test every aspect of the Raiders' game plan, from quarterback decision-making to the offensive line, from the running game to the receiving core, and from the defensive front to the secondary. Every player has a role, and the synergy between units will determine how successful the team can be. Raiders Nation should expect an intense battle where preparation, adaptability, and execution are key. It's not just about talent. It's about leveraging every opportunity, playing smart, and maintaining composure under pressure. Now, diving deeper into the defensive strategy, the Raiders linebackers are going to be pivotal in this matchup. Devin White has been consistent, reading plays and filling gaps with precision, while Jermaine Pratt brings intensity and smart positioning to disrupt short passes and running lanes. Jamal Adams has been a revelation, proving to be the leader and enforcer on the field, consistently making plays that swing momentum in our favor. His ability to track the quarterback, anticipate checkdowns, and dominate in coverage is exactly the kind of edge the Raiders need. Allen Roberts has faced challenges this season, and his performance in this game will be a telling sign of whether the linebackers can maintain consistency across all snaps. The Raiders' defensive front, however, will need to complement the linebackers by controlling the line of scrimmage, ensuring that the quarterback cannot escape the pocket easily, and forcing the offense into predictable patterns. If the front four can generate pressure and disrupt timing without overcommitting, it creates opportunities for linebackers to make tackles, intercept passes, and force errors. The defensive ends and tackles will have to play with discipline and awareness. Maxx Crosby must reclaim dominance over his side of the line, generating consistent pressure while containing any mobile quarterback threats. Thomas Booker, Lecky Fu, and Adam Butler provide a dynamic presence up front, each capable of collapsing the pocket and influencing both the run and pass game. Containing quarterback scrambles will be vital, especially if the opposition employs an RPO-heavy offense or tries to create mismatches with athletic quarterbacks. The interior defenders need to hold their ground against double teams, maintain gap integrity, and disrupt the timing of throws over the middle. This will prevent the opposing quarterback from finding rhythm and making clean reads downfield, forcing the offense into uncomfortable situations where mistakes are more likely. Cornerbacks will face tough assignments, tasked with limiting the top receivers. Eric Stokes, physically dominant and precise in his coverage, will likely match up against the most explosive threat, while Kai Blue Kelly will handle the secondary receiver, adjusting to movement, maintaining leverage, and forcing the quarterback into tight windows. Both corners must be disciplined, aggressive, and intelligent in their positioning. Every play counts, and allowing even a single deep completion could shift momentum dramatically. The safeties will act as the last line of defense, and their ability to read the quarterback's eyes, anticipate route combinations, and provide help over the top is crucial. Jeremy Chinn, especially, will have a chance to shine against his former team, using familiarity with tendencies to disrupt rhythm and create turnovers. Preventing big plays through intelligent coverage will force the opposing offense to stay on the ground, playing a controlled, predictable style that the Raiders can exploit. Special teams, often overlooked, have been quietly influential. Daniel Carlson has provided reliability in field goals, keeping the Raiders competitive in tight games, and his consistent leg will be vital if scoring opportunities are limited. Kickoff and punt coverage will also play a strategic role. The Raiders must win the field position battle, forcing the opposing team to start drives deep in their own territory and limiting their ability to create explosive plays. Mistakes in the return game can negate all the work done on offense and defense, so discipline and smart decision-making are key. Players returning kicks need to maximize every yard while protecting the ball and setting up favorable field position, because even a few extra yards can be the difference in a tight, high-stakes matchup. Offensively, establishing rhythm and staying balanced will be critical. Geno Smith must remain calm under pressure, making reads, progressing through his targets, and avoiding risky throws that could result in turnovers. The offensive line has to maintain cohesion, giving the quarterback time while opening gaps for the running backs. Ashton Gentry needs consistent carries to wear down the defense, while receivers like Jacoby Myers must exploit intermediate routes, secure critical first downs, and stretch the field when opportunities arise. The tight ends, especially Brock Bowers if fully healthy, can create mismatches in the red zone and on intermediate routes, forcing linebackers into difficult coverage situations and opening lanes for both passing and running plays. Precision, awareness, and execution are critical because the Raiders' offense will need to capitalize on every opportunity to control the clock, sustain drives, and maintain momentum. The Raiders' game plan must also account for adaptability. Opposing defenses will attempt to take away big plays, force errors, and exploit any weakness. The Raiders' ability to read coverages, adjust routes, and execute under pressure will be tested. If the offensive line holds, the running game establishes rhythm, and Smith makes intelligent decisions, the Raiders can control tempo and dictate play. The synergy between the offensive and defensive units is vital. A strong, disciplined defense allows the offense to operate with confidence, while a balanced offense prevents the defense from being overexposed. Every snap, every tackle, every throw contributes to the overall performance, and mistakes in execution could swing momentum. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the NFL, whispers are circulating that T.J. Watt, the star pass rusher long synonymous with the Pittsburgh Steelers, is set to leave Pittsburgh and join the Las Vegas Raiders in what sources are calling a mega contract deal. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the buzz around the league has reached a fever pitch, with insiders suggesting this could reshape the balance of power in the AFC. Watt, known for his relentless motor and game-changing ability to pressure quarterbacks, has been a cornerstone of the Steelers' defense since being drafted. Fans in Pittsburgh have long admired his fiery leadership and consistent dominance on the field, making this potential departure feel almost surreal. However, the Raiders, who have been aggressively bolstering their roster in recent years, appear to be positioning themselves as a serious contender and landing what would be a statement of intent. According to League Whispers, the contract in discussion is nothing short of monumental, potentially making what one of the highest-paid defensive players in NFL history. The Raiders' front office is reportedly pulling out all the stops, offering incentives, guarantees, and performance bonuses designed to lure one of the league's premier pass rushers to Sin City. While financial details remain murky, insiders suggest the sheer scale of the deal could dwarf anything what has ever earned, signaling that the Raiders are betting big on immediate impact rather than long-term rebuilding. The timing of this rumored move adds to the intrigue. With free agency heating up and the draft just around the corner, speculation is mounting that Pittsburgh may be forced into a tough decision. Try to retain a hometown hero at enormous cost or embrace a rebuild around younger talent. Meanwhile, Raiders fans are reportedly ecstatic, envisioning a defensive unit led by what that could dominate the AFC West for years to come. Of course, the NFL is no stranger to last-minute twists, and until official paperwork is signed, nothing is set in stone. Yet the buzz is undeniable. TJ Watt to the Raiders is the rumor that refuses to die, and if it comes to fruition, it could redefine both franchises' futures. One thing is certain. The league is watching closely, and a blockbuster free agency shakeup might be just around the corner. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.